Hi, I'm Dominic. Thanks for watching Dominic's Woodworks. Today I'll be making something for my kids. They have this shop. It's basically a desk and some shelves. For those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, it's something where kids can play how to run a shop basically. They have all these supplies, mainly little paper boxes printed with cereals, milk, whatever. And mine also have a little crate full of wooden vegetables. Basically anything that can be turned. There's a pumpkin in there, tomatoes, apples. What they also have in there is grapes. And I found this a rather ingenious design. Simple to make, easy, but it looks great. And then I found bulb, aka a box of balls. These are basically wooden marbles or whatever. They have a hole in them. I can't really tell you where we got them from, and right now I wouldn't recommend trying to do them on a lathe, but maybe as time goes by. Anyway, I decided to tackle the concept and try to make something out of bulb. Here I'm making a little jig for drilling holes into the dowels. I have these leftovers. They're not 45 degrees but 30, but that'll do. And I'm using double-sided tape to glue these two pieces to a piece of plywood. Obviously I burned the edges on purpose on the table saw, so I get a better visual of this one. I'm drilling a few holes into these. Well, obviously I left the label on, that's kind of a thing I do. Now I'm going to sand these off and do some threading. And again, I probably should paint them first. But I know there are these things called needles, but I don't have one in the shop, so I'm making my own. Luckily for me, it doesn't need to do any poking, just enough to thread something through. Obviously I don't want to embed the screen, it's a take it out phone. Let's check it out. Well, like this will be self-squashing and go through. So here's the rest of the corn cob. Already seen this and the needle. I have some yellow really sturdy thread and yellow wooden ball. Start by making a knot on one end. I'm unrolling about, well, let's say a little more than a meter. Should do. Also make a small knot with a needle. It doesn't slip out. I have these nails. I might shorten them a little. I have this one drill that's slightly smaller than the tip. I call it a through hole. And I have this drill that's small, this way around, that's smaller than the diameter of the nail, so it'll still get some grip. I'm using the larger drill to drill holes to these blades. I'm taking the dowel for this and drill a hole
Here we are. And the reason I'm holding this a little awkward is that I already started doing that and forgot to drill these holes. So there's no fooling you on this side. So I'll take this. I can put the nail through easily. Incidentally, these are meant for cove moldings and such, and they have the, well, I'd call it slightly wooden color. Now we'll see whether I'll split the whole thing or not. No. Now that was heroic. So let me show you what I'm actually doing, and it's basically the same process. For me, with the dowel and marble configuration, there are 5 in a circle, and here I have 5 threaded onto the thread. The direction is basically it'll work in either direction. That's what I meant to say. Once I've completed the circle, I thread them through the first one and make sure that the thread is taut, and then I go through the next hole. I think I spaced mine a little too far apart, and in this case I'll remedy that by adding another 5 holes. These I'm threading on like this, leaving a little bit of thread here so it doesn't pull them off their level. I'll just do the next hole, not going too far up. It might be a good idea to get a thread that's slightly elastic. Mine isn't. Find my hole, there it is. It actually fits quite well. I'll thread through here, then through the hole. And for the good news, I did not split this side, but I did split the dowel big time. So what I'm going to do now is I glue this back up and then just glue this piece in place. So we're almost finished. I glued up this side. I didn't see a point in removing the nail and replacing it. And on this side, glued up as well. I'll try something different. Sorry. I'll use the through hole drill. I think I have 2 options now. One would be to fetch a screw. The other, since I just drilled a through hole for this, would be to shorten the nail accordingly. And yes, I'm using wood glue. It's obviously not wood, but all it takes to keep this in place will be a little friction. All that's left to do is make knots somewhere in there.
So here we are, the grapes and the corn cob. My girls really like this one, probably because they don't already have one. And I hope they'll appreciate that one too. I hope this inspires you to make something for your kids. I can also recommend building them a shop, a small one. I'll post pictures of the one I made on my blog. But I don't think that's actually necessary. You could play shop at any table, any desk. You don't even need to buy any kind of fancy stuff to stock it up with. I recently saw one on a public playground, and let me show you what they did. They just went ahead, took a scrap piece of wood and a marker and wrote something on there. They rounded over the edges a little, but basically they had boxes or pieces of wood like this for salt. I think there was flour, vinegar, sugar, cookies. This way you can turn scrap into toys and get the chance to sit down with your kids and actually play something. And that's what I will do now, as I bring them the corn cob and grapes. If you're new to this channel, I'd like you to subscribe. Oh, and I almost forgot, I just launched a Patreon campaign. And if you don't know what a Patreon campaign is, check out this video for more information. It's basically another way to support my show, if you feel so inclined, and I'm pretty sure that Tuba would approve. Thanks for watching. So, thanks for watching, and no, you don't get any last words. You're still around, you're still bugging me.